Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Parsons High School as the Lady Vikings will host the Lady Tigers from Fort Scott in the matchup here on the girls' side. Lady Vikings come into the matchup 0-4. Lady Tigers come into the matchup, I believe, 3-0. Is that right, Scott?
I believe so. We have one of their games was not reported to Max Preps, but I believe they're undefeated.
Tonight for the Lady Vikes. Side, the defense hasn't been too bad, but on the I think they lost one of the games in the Tawana tournament, 29-22. So I mean they've had some games where they've been in the game. So it'll be interesting to see how the Lady Vikes do tonight. Looks like Calissa Kelly is in uniform tonight, so we might get to see her. She may have played in the tournament, I'm not sure, but it'll be our first look at Calissa Kelly possibly tonight. She is a senior, and hopefully she can bring some scoring to the offensive side because the Lady Vikes have struggled to score. So,
yeah, I'm looking up and down the Fort Scott roster, and we talked before we went on the air. A lot of familiar names.
Yeah.
They brought back a lot of talent from last year's team, and Kylie Comstock, 6-foot senior. They have a 6-foot sophomore as well. I don't know if she'll be on the floor tonight, but I'm assuming she'll come in, relieve Comstock probably at some point. They also have a 5'11 sophomore and a 5'10 sophomore. So,
yep.
They have plenty of size, but then these Coach Steps teams, they can typically hurt you in a myriad of ways. It won't just be their size. They always have good guards and good ball movement. They shoot the ball well. And, this is going to be the best team the Lady Vikes have faced so far.
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be a tough matchup. And all the Lady Vikes can do is come out and play hard for 32 minutes.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what I'm sure Coach Kroll's going to tell them is, go out there and play as hard as you can, and we'll see what happens. And nothing to lose. I mean, the Lady Tigers, the last couple of years have been outstanding. And you talked a little bit about Coach Steps. He was a great athlete. Had a automobile accident where he's in a wheelchair, but he still has that fire and desire, and he brings it to the coaching. And he's a great coach. There's been a lot of stories, around the Fort Scott area talking about Coach Steps and what he means to the high school and the community, and the girls love him. I've talked to several girls that have played for him, and just as a great human being. I mean, he's just outstanding. So, hats off to Coach Steps for bringing these girls here and the fire that they have year in and year out. I mean, it's you got Cowan, Gorman, Brown, McElroy, Comstock, Yerrick, Rogers. All of those girls seen a lot of playing time last year. I think they graduated a couple of seniors from last year's team. There was a older Comstock girl, older Yerrick girl, but the younger sisters are just as talented. So it's going to be interesting to see how we match up. It looks like we will have Ayana Robertson, Cadence Ball, Alex Stoneberger, Sayla Ray, and Braylon Hinman Mitchell in the starting lineup for the Lady Vikes. So we are getting close. I'm not sure if we're going to do we've been doing the national anthem before the girls. So let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today. Hope for tomorrow.
5'6" junior Abby Gorman. And it looks like 5'9" junior Claire McElroy. 6' senior Kylie Comstock. And 5'9" junior JC Rogers. So no Allie Brown. I don't see Allie Brown even on the bench, Scott. So I know she was like their big point guard last year.
Yeah.
Really solid player.
Yeah, that's a big miss for Fort Scott. You know, I wonder if she has suffering from an illness possibly or something. Because
she was very, very good, and she's a senior. So interesting to not see her in the starting lineup. And I mean, she could be over there on the bench. I just missed her, but I don't think I see her. But we are getting set to start here. Again, starting for the Lady Vikes, Braylon Hinman-Mitchell, Cadence Ball, Alex Stoneberger, Ayana Robertson, and Sayla Ray. So Sayla Ray's a senior, Ayana Robertson's a freshman, Alex Stoneberger sophomore, Braylon Hinman-Mitchell a junior, and Cadence Ball a junior. So it'll be Comstock versus Robertson for the jump ball. And jump ball goes to the Lady Tigers, and they go immediately in for a layup. Claire McElroy gets the first basket of the game, 2-0. Lady Tigers in the early going. They get it up court to Robertson. Robertson goes baseline, tries a reverse layup, no good. And here comes Abby Gorman. Gets it quickly down the floor. Now McElroy backs in the paint. Actually, that was Rogers in the paint, and she is fouled.
It was nice to see Robertson, though, with that aggressive move on the first possession of the game for the Lady Vikes.
Yeah, she grabbed it, went straight baseline, tried to do a reverse layup, just a little short on it. It wasn't bad, though. And J.C. Rogers misses the first free throw. So 2-0, Lady Tigers, 7:34 to play, first quarter. She's got one more free throw. It's up, and it's good. 3-0, Lady Tigers. Here comes Cadence Ball. Throws it up the court. I thought it was tipped, but the referee saw different. So turnover to the Tigers. Gorman brings it up. Gets it over on the wing to Cowan. Now Rogers back to McElroy. Now three-pointer from the corner is no good, and it's going to be a foul on the rebound. Might be on Alex Stoneberger. Sure enough, Alex Stoneberger picked up her first foul. So 2 fouls and a turnover on the early going for the Lady Vikes. And they get it into Comstock. She loses it. And now Lady Vikes get it poked away, and it will stay with the Lady Vikes. Hinman Mitchell to inbound to Stoneberger. 7:08 to play, first quarter. 3-0 Lady Tigers. Sailor Ray with it. Looking for help. Gets it back to Hinman Mitchell. Now she throws it away. They're going to call a jump ball. Alternating possession should go to Lady Vikes.
Jump ball, possession arrows to the Vikings.
Cadence ball to inbounds. Stoneberger with it. 6:15 counting first quarter. Lady Vikes trail by 3. Yeah, this zone defense is going to be tough for the Lady Vikes to try to even get anything inside, Scott.
Yeah, Robertson would be the only one that could get a shot off if she can just use her vertical.
Yep.
See if she can get over the 6-foot center for the Lady Tigers.
Yep.
Ball movement is so critical when you're going up against this zone defense. You should always be able to move the ball quicker than the defense can react.
Got Robertson with it now at the elbow. Now Stoneberger 6 minutes to shoot, or 6 seconds to shoot, but now it is stolen. And the layup on the other end by Riley Cowan. So 5-0 Lady Tigers. Cadence ball. Nearly fouled by Gorman. Now is knocked out by Gorman. Lady Vikes keep it.
Wow, I thought it was.
Yeah,
It was not tipped, I don't think.
I thought Gorman might have got a piece of it.
That would make more sense going by where the ball ended up. So
Hinman Mitchell with it. Sailor Ray double teamed. Now she's got to get rid of it. Now Gorman all over Stoneberger. And now Hinman Mitchell going to try to drive, and it's got pushed by Rogers. That's going to be a first foul on J.C. Rogers.
Tony, we talked about this a lot last year. When a zone is going to extend like that and try to trap, there's absolutely no reason not to be aggressive against it.
Exactly, and they tried to get it over the top to Robertson, but Comstock came away with it. Now Rogers kicks it out to Gorman, no good. Rebound, though, for the Lady Tigers. Now Kylie Comstock in the paint. Yeah, she's going to be tough to guard in the paint, and I think Heidi Schultz was there, but I think they called the foul on.
Wow, did they get Robert? They got
the
Robertson again. That's her second.
So Ayana picks up her second foul in the early going. 5:35 to play first quarter. First free throw from Comstock is no good. 5-0 Tigers, one free throw coming for senior Kylie Comstock. Second one is good. 6-0. Heidi Schultz with it, goes straight into the paint. I like her aggressiveness, Scott.
Me too.
But Comstock
it's the right idea.
Blocked it. Gorman with it. Gets it to Cowan. To the corner. Three-pointer, no good. And now Comstock with an offensive rebound, and she is fouled again. This time, might be on Sailor Ray. Nope, they got it on Cadence Ball. So 14 fouls already on the Lady Vikes. So that's going to mean free throws the rest of the quarter for the Lady Tigers. Kylie Comstock first free throw is good. So now it's 7-0 Lady Tigers. Kylie Comstock with one more free throw on the way, and it's also good. 8-0. Braylon Hinman Mitchell. Now a timeout on the floor, just a 30-second, so we're just going to keep it here. Yeah, we were afraid of what's happening here, Scott. It's definitely been, you know, the Lady Vikes have struggled to score.
Yeah.
So we knew that could be a problem, and I just, you know, with the group that
and
Steps has, it's tough.
Fort Scott also has put a zone press on several times as well, and we talked about this last year, whether it's a zone that they're trying to extend and trap, or whether it's a full court press, especially now with the 35-second shot clock. I would just continue to preach aggressiveness because, you know, it's not like you can milk the clock for minutes at a time anyway.
Exactly.
Because of the shot clock. So just go ahead and be aggressive and see what happens.
Yeah, now they're trapping Hinman Mitchell in the corner. Now another. There's four Lady Tigers around one player, and there's got to be some players open down there. So it's going to be a foul on. It's going to be a foul on the Lady Vikes. So they're going to shoot free throws since that's the 5th foul. Yeah.
I'm shocked. I have no idea how that was a foul on the Lady Vikes.
I guess they called the offensive, like, I think she was using her elbows to kind of try to get out of the trap, and I think they just called a foul on her. So that's 2 fouls on Cadence Ball, 2 fouls on Ayana Robertson, and 1 foul already on Alex Stoneberger. So Lady Vikes already in foul trouble at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. And now 2 free throws are good from J.C. Rogers. 10-0. Lady Vikes lose it again. And now Aubrey Yarrett gets in the scoring column. 12-0 Lady Vikes. Lady Tigers. Terry Draper checked in for the Lady Vikes, and now a near steal by the Tigers, but the Lady Vikes do maintain possession. 4:37 to play first quarter. Michaela Farah Getman checked in. Now she has it and immediately double teamed. And Heidi Schultz on the floor. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on the Lady Tigers. J.C. Rogers picks up her second foul. She's the only one that had a foul. So Rogers goes to the bench. Stoneberger with it. Yeah, Lady Vikes are struggling just to even try to get it even close to the three-point line. Sayla Ray needs help. Now Heidi Schultz. Back out to Stoneberger. Now all the way across Sayla Ray. Thought about the three, now goes the elbow, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Lady Tigers. And Comstock down low, scores it. So Kylie Comstock now with 5 points and a 14-point Fort Scott lead. And continue to press here by the Lady Tigers. Now Stoneberger back up top with it. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Schultz with it. And they're going to call travel on Schultz. Terry Draper will check back in for Lady Vikes. Gorman to bring it up the floor for the Lady Tigers. And now Comstock down low with it. Now Gorman with the three, no good. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers, now rebounded by the Lady Vikes. And Alex Stoneberger gets her pocket pick. Here comes Gorman. She's going to set it back up. Comstock with it. And missed shot. Rebound to Sayla Ray. Lady Vikes, 2:47 to go first quarter, looking for their first basket. Terry Draper in the corner to Stoneberger. Now back up top to Sayla Ray. Now Stoneberger thought about the three, probably should have just shot it.
Definitely should have shot it.
Hinman Mitchell puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Lady Tigers. And they got a timeout on the floor. And we're going to take a timeout with them. Lady Vikes trail 14-0. Let's take a 30-second break. Viking basketball on V93. Welcome back to Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe, and Lady Vikes trail 14-0, 2:18 to play first quarter. And Lady Tigers with the possession. So sophomore Allison Wheeler has checked in for the Lady Tigers. Now Cowan gets it to McElroy. Now looks like jump ball is the call.
Checking in for the Lady Tigers, number 30, Kinley Clements.
Kinley Clements, sophomore, also checking in for Lady Tigers. So now McElroy for three, no good. Rebound goes to the Vikings. Went out of bounds, and the Lady Vikes going to get the possession. Now Braylon Hinman Mitchell to bring it up the floor. And turnover by Lady Vikes. 1:54 and counting. First quarter, 14-0. Cowan with it. Gets it over to Wheeler. Back to Cowan. McElroy getting the paint. Now they lose it. Here comes Hinman Mitchell up ahead to Schultz. Heidi Schultz in the lane, scores it.
Nicely done by the freshman.
Yep, I like the aggressiveness. So 1:26 and counting first quarter, 14-2. Lady Vikes trail. Down low, no good for the Tigers. Here comes Hinman Mitchell. Trying to get ahead to Schultz, she does. Now Schultz puts it up and
I disagree with that call. I disagree with that.
She's a little out of control there, but so was the Fort Scott girl. The first foul called on Schultz. 1:07 to play, first quarter, 14-2 Lady Tigers. And now, going to call a hold on Farrell Getman, I believe. And it's going to result in free throws for the Lady Tigers. So Aubrey Yerrick will go to the line to shoot two. Yerrick misses the first one.
This will be the 10th free throw attempted in the first quarter.
Yeah. Second one is good. Yep. Lady Tigers going to the free throw line quite a bit here. Now we got another jump ball, and it's going to stay with the Lady Vikes. 53 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Lady Vikes trail 15-2. Lady Tigers shooting 70% from the free throw line, 7 for 10. And now a steal. And here goes Cowan, and it is blocked out of bounds by Hinman Mitchell. Good block.
That was a nice defensive play.
So now Wheeler to inbounds for the Lady Tigers under their own basket. Gets it in. Now Wheeler's going to shoot a three, and it is good. Wow. Oh, just a two? Okay. 2-point basket for Wheeler. She got the shooter's roll.
Yes, she did.
And now Sayla Ray shooting from outside, no good. And rebound goes to, it's going to end up being a jump ball, and it's going to be Fort Scott's possession. 25.2 seconds to play here in the first quarter. So 17-2. As Allison Wheeler brings it up the court. Gets it to McElroy, now to Cowan, back to Wheeler. Back up top to McElroy. Nearly lost it. Now Wheeler with it, tries to get it down in the paint. Another jump ball. This time it's going to go to the Lady Vikes, but they only got 6.2, Scott.
Yeah, they'll have to go quick.
It's one of those that you almost wish it wasn't a jump ball. We're going to have to go quick. Here comes Hinman Mitchell. She's not going to get a shot off, I don't think. 17-2 into the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today, hope for tomorrow.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe, and we are ready for second quarter action. Lady Vikes are trailing 17-2, and we kind of had a sneaking inkling that it's going to be this way, and it's just
and this is without their senior point guard.
Yeah.
Not in action tonight apparently. And Tony, this pretty much tells the story. First quarter, 14 field goal attempts for the Lady Tigers, only 6 for the Lady Vikings at the free throw line. 10 attempts for Fort Scott, 0 for the Lady Vikes. Tough first 8 minutes.
Yep. Even if you take the free throws off, it's still 10-2 game. So Lady Vikes just struggling to get shot attempts. So here is a 3-point opportunity for the Lady Tigers. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Lady Tigers. Tough break for Lady Vikes here. It goes out of bounds off them.
It was a nice closeout, though, on the three-point shooter.
Comstock with it. Now Gorman looking for help. And now Cowan with it. Down to Yerrick. Nice rebound by Sayla Ray. And now she's got Gorman coming up behind her. Now she throws it away. So it's going to be a backcourt violation on Lady Vikes. So another turnover. 7:24 to play, second quarter. 17-2 Lady Tigers. Gorman with it. Laura Lee Clark just checked into the game for the Lady Tigers. Missed shot. Cowan with the offensive rebound and putback. So Rayleigh Cowan now with 4 points.
Another turnover on the Lady Vikes.
That's just tough. So Laura Lee Clark is a freshman, 6'9" freshman for the Lady Tigers that's in the game. And missed shot, but offensive rebound by Yerrick, and she is fouled.
I don't really blame the Lady Vikes for giving up some of these offensive rebounds. The shots have been air balls.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
Aubrey Yerrick at the line. First one's no good. Braylon Hinman Mitchell to check back in for the Lady Vikes. 6:55 to play second quarter. Second free throw is good. She did the same thing in the first quarter, missed the first one, made the second one. And now Ayana having trouble, now Draper with it. Hinman Mitchell. Double team, now Draper. Wants to go baseline, and it is knocked out of bounds by Comstock. And Comstock she's just sitting back in the paint, just waiting for him to get him in there, and then she just swats it away. That's about the third or fourth time she's done that. Sayla, inbounds for the Lady Vikes. Gets into Draper. Draper throws it up and is fouled by the freshman, Laura Lee Clark. And that'll be the first foul on Clark. So Terry Draper, sophomore, will go to the line for the Lady Vikes. Get the soft shooters roll there and gets the first free throw. 3 points now for the Lady Vikes, 20-3. One more free throw from Draper. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Yerrick. And Gorman gets the count. Now down to Comstock. She throws it up and scores. So Kylie Comstock forced it up and knocked it down. 22-3 now, and she's going to go to the line for one more. 6:24 to play second quarter. Kylie Comstock. Missed free throw. Hinman Mitchell with the rebound. Hinman Mitchell gets it to Robertson down low, double teamed, and she loses it. Now a fight for the ball, and Lady Tigers come up with it. Gorman has it. Yeah, Robertson's got to be careful with those two fouls. Now Cowan. Clark. Now Yerrick, and now Robertson fighting for it. Going to get a jump ball out of it. J.C. Rogers checking back in for Lady Tigers. And we got a 30-second timeout, but we're just going to keep it here. So Lady Vikes, I mean, they just need to take care of the ball and just try to, I don't know if they're going to have to do some screens to try to get some open looks.
Yeah, it's, Coach Kroll knows that his team is outmatched tonight, and so it's like, I've said a couple times, when the defense is being aggressive, the offense has to be aggressive, but you never know what the coach is trying to work on. He knows the girls aren't going to win this game, down 22-3 already, 5:56 to go in the first half. There may be some very specific things that he's wanting to work on, so we'll just have to see how the rest of this plays out, but it's been a rough go for the Lady Vikes, to say the least.
Robertson, now Sayla Ray. Draper, got to move it up the court, got to get it across. We're not going to get 10 seconds. Didn't get it across. Yeah. It didn't look like a whole lot of sense of urgency in the first 5 or 6 seconds there.
Right.
Lady Vikes got to get it across in that 10-second period. And now with the shot clock, it's almost glowing up there. When it hits 25, they're going to blow the whistle. Now Gorman with it. Gets it down low to Rogers, and she is fouled. Braylon will pick up her first foul.
It was actually a good defensive play, but she hacked down.
Yeah.
And that's why she got the call against her.
Tracy Rogers knocks down the first free throw. So she is now 4 for 5 from the line, and she's going to have one more. And missed the second one. Here comes Draper. Lady Vikes trying to push it, but Draper got a little out of control. And here comes the Lady Tigers quickly. Gorman to Cowan. And Hinman Mitchell's going to pick up her second foul in 2 trips in a row. 5:13 to play, second quarter. So Heidi Schultz will check back in for the Lady Vikes as Riley Cowan goes to the line to shoot 2. First one is good. 5 points now for Riley Cowan. 5:13 to play, 24-3. Lady Vikes trail by 21. The second free throw is up and good. The Lady Vikes now trying to get it across midcourt. Robertson does that, and she loses it. Now Draper gets it back, and she wants to go, but she loses it again. Now Robertson, missed shot, and here comes Gorman. All the way to Comstock for a layup, and it's good. Kylie Comstock now with 9 points. Robertson ahead to Schultz. Schultz is fouled. And we'll have a new Tiger coming into the game after the first free throw. Allie Kalashaw, sophomore, will check in. And Schultz' first free throw is no good. Heidi Schultz will have one more free throw coming. 4:39 to play, second quarter. 27-3. Lady Tigers with the advantage. Second free throw also no good. J.C. Rogers with the rebound. Now Wheeler, now Gorman. Guarded by Draper. And Wheeler with it. Gets it to Gorman for a long 2 and knocks it down. So Abby Gorman gets her first basket. 29-3, Lady Vikes trail. Schultz should have just shot that. Yep, she threw it away. Yeah, she was open. She should have just shot it. At this point, I don't think coach is going to get mad if you shoot a 3. 4:06 to play, second quarter. Wheeler. Gorman with it. Kalashaw gets the Wheeler. Wheeler is fouled.
Parsons foul on number 15, Michaela Farrell-Kevin. Her third. At the line, shooting 2 for the Lady Tigers, number 4, Allison Wheeler.
So Allison Wheeler will be at the line for the Lady Tigers. First free throw is no good. Second free throw for Wheeler is good. The Lady Vikes inbound. Get it into Stoneberger. Over to Sayla Ray. Sayla's double teamed and near steal. It's going to go out of bounds off the Lady Tigers. Hinman Mitchell will check back in for the Lady Vikes. Sayla Ray to inbounds to Alex Stoneberger. Stoneberger gets the corner to Sailor Ray. Now Terry Draper double teamed and lost it, but now Stoneberger picked it up. I think she should have just shot that. Now underneath is Sailor Ray, and she is fouled. 3:19, second quarter. Claire McElroy picks up her first. Make that her second. Sailor Ray will go to the line for the Lady Vikes, looking for her first point. It is up and good. 30-4. Lady Vikes trail by 26. Sailor Ray will have one more free throw. 3:19 to play before halftime. Second free throw, no good. And a steal by the Lady Vikes after the rebound. Now Draper gets it to Ray. Now Cadence Ball. Down low, Hinman Mitchell, she scores it. Lady Vikes, quick passes there. Scott got an open look. And
yeah, that was the best offensive set they've had tonight.
30-6 now. 2:54 to play before the half. Wheeler with it. Gets it across to Gorman. Now J.C. Rogers kicks it out to Yerrick for three, and it's an air ball, I believe. It's going to go out of bounds. Lady Vikes will have possession. And here comes Comstock and Cowan. I think Coach Stepp's like, yeah, we don't want him to get too close here. It's 30-6. Draper with it for the Vikes. Gets it back to him and Mitchell. Up to Ball. Cadence Ball kicks it back out to Draper. Now Schultz with it. Sailor Ray. Clear across to Draper. I don't think she was expecting that. Lady Vikes get down to 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Cadence Ball. Look, trying to get down low to Sailor Ray, and that's just not going to work with Comstock down there. Now Lady Tigers throw it away, Scott. That's unusual.
With a big lead like this, you see it all the time. Teams just get a little careless, a little lackadaisical. I think that's what's happened with the Lady Tigers here in the last couple of minutes, and that's why Coach Stips just called a timeout.
Yep, so timeout Fort Scott. Let's take a 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe. Lady Vikes in a hole, 30-6. 1:58 to play before halftime. And Lady Tigers do have the possession here. Well, no, take that back. Lady Vikes have it in their backcourt. Lady Tigers just playing press. Now Draper with it. Gets it across quickly. They're letting a lot of contact go. Yerrick pretty handsy there, and they didn't call anything. They just called it out of bounds. I'm not so sure it wasn't out of bounds off of the Vikings. Now Robertson is blocked by Comstock, and here comes Cowan. Now going to be a jump ball. Heads up play by Terry Draper. Getting the jump ball. It will stay with the Lady Tigers. So Riley Cowan to inbounds for the Lady Tigers. Gets it into Gorman. Comstock. Quick passes all the way across. And a three-point basket by Riley Cowan. Gets her to 9 points, and now Heidi Schultz gets fouled hard.
The freshman's been the most aggressive player for the Lady Vikes tonight.
Yep.
And Robertson's had trouble shooting over Comstock, but I can tell you she's quick enough to get around her.
Yes.
You know, she might want to use a quick first step.
First free throw by Schultz is good. She's now up to 3 points. 33-7, 1:32 to play here in the first half. Second free throw is also good. So Heidi Schultz now with 4 points. Minute and a half before halftime. Gorman with it. Gets it to Garrett. Back to Cowan. Across to Gorman. Now Cowan back to Gorman for a three. No good, and the rebound goes to the Lady Tigers. They're going to call a foul, I believe. They're going to call it on Robertson, Scott. Wow. Jeez.
That's tough.
Yeah. So now Aubrey Yarrick will go to the line. So 34-8. Yarrick will have another free throw. 1:10 before halftime. Second free throw is no good, but Comstock with the offensive rebound. Now they're going to call a jump ball. Should be Lady Viking possession. Sure enough, Hinman Mitchell will inbounds. 34-8, 1:08 to play before halftime. Hinman Mitchell gets it into Draper. Draper gets it back to Hinman Mitchell. She tries to split the defense. It didn't work out. Now Gorman on the other end for a layup. So Abby Gorman now with 4 points. Now Sayla Ray bringing it up the court and loses it. Trying to get it to Draper. 51 seconds before half. Lady Vikes trail by 28, 36-8. Cowan gets it to the freshman, missed free three-pointer. Now another three-pointer on the way, no good, but a rebound by Yarrick and a putback. So Aubrey Yarrick now with 7. 38-8. Lady Vikes trail by 30.
Tony, Lady Vikes have 10 field goal attempts this half. Fort Scott has 30. 3 times as many shots at the basket.
That's crazy.
And as you'd expect, they're dominating the offensive glass 9-0.
And Heidi Schultz at the line. First one is no good this time. Schultz, second free throw on the way and rolls off, no good. And Lady Vikes get a steal. And now Sayla Ray will go to the line to shoot 2. Sayla Ray, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And she'll have 2 here. 24.5 seconds left before halftime. First free throw from Ray is good. 2 points now for Sayla. Second free throw is up and also good. 38-10. Lady Vikes trail by 28. Lady Tigers can hold for the last shot here of the first half. Wheeler with it. Kicks it out to Cowan. Now Clark. Back to Wheeler. Now Cowan puts up a shot and it's good. Junior Riley Cowan now in double digits. .6 seconds. Lady Vikes going to have trouble getting the shot off, and they don't. Lady Vikes trail 40-10 at the half. Let's take a 2-minute break, and I'll come back and break down the first half. So 2-minute break. You listen to Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Welcome back to Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium at Parsons High School, and we are ready for the Eye Care Associate of Parsons halftime reports, Drs. Newland, Gilmore, and Ray. And let's run down the scores. First for the visiting Lady Tigers, Claire McElroy with 2, Abby Gorman with 4, J.C. Rogers with 4, Allison Wheeler with 3, Aubrey Yerrick with 7, Kylie Comstock with 9, and leading all scorers is Rayleigh Cowan with 11. And for the Lady Vikes, Terry Draper with 1, Braylon Hinman Mitchell with 2, Sayla Ray with 3, and Heidi Schultz leading the way for the Vikes with 4 points, but that's just not going to get it done whenever you're only scoring 10 points. Lady Vikes trail 40-10 at the half.
Yeah, I'm assuming, Tony, that at some point here in the second half, Coach Steps will back off on that press, and maybe the Lady Vikes will at least be able to get into some kind of rhythm on the offensive end. But just, 2 made field goals in the first half for the Lady Vikes, 2 out of 10 for 20%, while the Lady Tigers were 13 for 31, 41.9%. Unfortunately, the one thing Fort Scott usually does very well is shoot from beyond the three-point line, and they were not very good in the first. One of the only things they didn't do well in the first half, but then they rebounds 19-7 in favor of Fort Scott. But the big story there was 9-0 advantage on the offensive glass for Fort Scott. 18 turnovers for the Lady Vikes, 10 for the Lady Tigers, and then free throws, 13 out of 20 for 65% for Fort Scott, and 6 out of 12 for 50% for the Lady Vikes. So, Tony, I think we mentioned this in the first half. Lady Vikes know they're down big. Good chance we're going to have a running clock in the fourth quarter. You just got to come out and continue to fight hard and do everything you can. Do everything you can do to get better, because while Fort Scott is the best team they've seen this year, SEK,
Yeah.
it's tough.
It's
the
brutal.
SEK is just tough. So you're going to be tested big time, night in and night out. But I think Heidi Schultz was the bright spot in that first half with her aggressive play and tough break for Robertson, saddled with 3 fouls. At least one of those was iffy, to say the least. So, but hopefully the Lady Vikes can come out and without their chins dropping to their chest, just come out and play with confidence and see how things play out.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, we've talked about it in early games, pretty young. I mean, Lady Vikes, have some girls coming up that have some really good potential. So, I mean, I know it's going to be a tough year, and it's going to be one of those that, you hate to say it, every night, but you're just like, things are going to get better, and
right.
It's just, it's just one of those years that we have a couple of seniors, but one of them, actually both of them, didn't play last year. So I mean, even when you take a year off, there's going to be some rust, and
right.
And I think that we're seeing that. So that it'll be interesting to see if down the stretch of this, after this Christmas break, there's going to be a stretch of games where there's some potential to have some games that we can be competitive in, and you never know what you're going to draw in the Lancer Classic.
Right.
You know better than me that whenever you go over there, you've got teams that you don't see at all, and you've got some smaller schools as well. I know Neota Shea and Erie has played in it, Riverton, so some 1A, 2A, and 3A schools. So we'll be able to hopefully compete with some of them. And the thing about the Lancer Classic is it's not already a set schedule. So if you go to that losers bracket, you're playing a team that's already lost.
Yep.
And then if you, I'm not hoping for anything, but at some point, if we go over there, we could get a matchup that we could probably, take advantage of.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know the Fort Scott teams traditionally open up. I can't remember the name of the tournament, but up in the northeast part of the state, I think they played Paola, Perry LaCompton, Wellsville, I believe, may have been another opponent. But the Tiger boys 0-3.
Yeah.
And Lady Tigers 3-0 as far as we know. So they're the real deal this year, and we mentioned this back in the first half. They're doing this without their starting point guard, Allie Brown. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, and when unfortunately, we will see them again. I believe it's February 11th. I believe we travel to Fort Scott on a Friday night. So I usually try to look that one up because that's usually the longest road trip of the year.
Yep.
And you don't like driving back from Fort Scott on a Tuesday night, because it's always dark.
Right.
Seems like it's rainy and nasty weather.
Yep.
It's never nice weather. In January or February. So, hopefully, being a Friday night, maybe it won't be as bad. So, but let's take a 1-minute break, and then we should be ready to come back for the second half action. So this is your eye care associate at Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray. Halftime report, 1-minute break. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com. Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. discover, explore. Parsons, Kansas.
Welcome back to Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium at Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe, and we are ready for basketball. Allie Gorman gets it to McElroy. Lady Vikes trail 40-10. Comstock with it. Missed shot, and here comes Braylon Hinman Mitchell. Tries to get it to Sailor Ray, but J.C. Rogers picks that off. Now kicks it out. Gorman for three, no good. Comstock, though, with the offensive board. Now there's a fight for the ball, and Hinman Mitchell comes up with it, and they're going to call her for a travel. 7:22 to play, third quarter. Lady Vikes trail by 30. Rogers gets it in to Gorman. Now McElroy over to Cowan. Now Rogers back to McElroy. Thought about the three. Now Gorman will launch a three and knocks it down. So Abby Gorman, who only had 4 points in the first half, knocks down a three here in the early going. 43-10. 7:01 to play third quarter. Cadence ball, the inbounds for Lady Vikes, gets it into Roberts. All the way across, Hinman Mitchell. Now Schultz for a three, no good. Gorman quickly up the court. Robertson athletically with the near steal, but now she's going to pick up the foul on Comstock. Just kind of out of sorts there.
Tony, on that last possession, the Lady Vikes started using the skip pass against the zone. Didn't see much of that in the first half, and they missed the three, but it did result in an open shot.
Comstock at the line, knocks down the first one. So senior Kylie Comstock gets into double digits, and she'll have one more free throw coming. Second free throw is also good. 45-10. Lady Vikes trail by 35. Now Terry Draper with it. She's going to get a traveling call. Lady Vikes just struggling to even just get the ball down the court cleanly. Gorman gets it to Cowan. Now it is near steal by Schultz. Now it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover. Here comes Hinman Mitchell. Gets it across to Draper. Cadence ball was wide open in the corner, but J.C. Rogers knocks it out of bounds. Hinman Mitchell back to ball. Ball launches a three, no good. Now they're going to call a hold on Hinman Mitchell, I believe. It's going to be third foul on Braylon.
Yeah, that was a tough break. She was fighting for the rebound, just got her arm caught in there with Comstock.
6:10 and counting, third quarter. McElroy with it. Now Gorman wants a three. She knocks it down. So now Abby Gorman, just like that, is in double digits. She didn't look to shoot a whole lot in the first half. Now Draper gets it back to Cadence Ball. Cadence going in the lane. Missed a shot. Now here comes Riley Cowan. 5:41 and counting. Gorman wants another three. She buries it. 3 for 3 from three here in the third quarter. 9 points in the third quarter alone, 13 for the game. Now Cadence Ball wants a three. Buries it. Cadence Ball knocks down a three-pointer. That's her first basket. 51-13. Lady Vikes trail. 5:09 to play. Comstock with it. Cowan now back to Gorman for another three. In and out, no good this time. And now they're going to say it's off Cadence ball. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Lady Vikes trail by 38. Farrell Getman checking in for the Lady Vikes. Gorman. McElroy wants a three, and she knocks it down.
I guess I shouldn't have mentioned their poor three-point shooting, Tony.
They must have heard you. 54-13, 41-point lead now. Braylon tries to get to Draper, nearly lost it. She did lose it. Now, here comes the Lady Tigers and knocked out of bounds by Lady Vikes. Cadence Ball checking back in. 54-13, 4:31 to play, third quarter. Riley Cowan to inbounds for the Lady Tigers. Gets it in to Gorman. Cowan. McElroy at the elbow. Now Comstock. Now there's going to be timeout on the floor. There's a little basketball by the little kid. Knocked out onto the court. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 4:18 to play in the third quarter. Cowan trying to get down low to Yerrick. She does and scores it. So Aubrey Yerrick now with 9 points. Cadence Ball, quick pass over to Sayla. Now Sayla brings it back out to Cadence Ball, and they lose it. Cowan wants to go all the way, and she does, scores it. Rayleigh Cowan now with 13. 3:49 to play, third quarter, 58-13. Addie Schultz gets it blocked by Comstock. I like her aggressiveness though, Scott.
Yeah.
She's definitely not afraid.
I do too. She's I don't know exactly what position she's listed as, but I think she's been playing at times the 4 spot, and
Yeah.
she's like 5'5", I don't know. She's not very big.
I don't think she's that tall. I was thinking she's pushing 5 foot. Cadence Ball with it. Draper for a three. No good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Quickly up the floor. Draper with the near steal. But it's going to stay with the Lady Tigers.
Nice to see the Lady Vikes still hustling back on defense, Tony. It's a very, very difficult situation. The game has not been competitive since the opening tip.
Yep.
But they're still out there hustling and playing hard, which is all you can ask for.
Got Wheeler and Kalishaw in the game, freshman and a sophomore. Comstock for a three, no good. But Wheeler gets the rebound. Yarrick with it. Now Yarrick for a three, no good. Rebounded by Stoneberger. Alex Stoneberger brings it up the court, gets it to Draper for a three. In and out, no good. But Hinman Mitchell cleans it up, gets her second basket. 58-15.
Unofficially, Tony, that was the first offensive rebound for the Lady Vikes tonight.
Wow. That's hard to believe. Kylie Comstock, guarded by Terry Draper. Aubrey Yerrick. And it's going to go out of bounds off of the Lady Vikes. 2:39 to play, third quarter. Heidi Schultz checks back in. Yerrick with it. J.C. Rogers throws it up and is fouled. Fouls on Stoneberger. That's her second.
Team third at the line, shooting 2 for Scott, number 25.
So J.C. Rogers will go to the line to shoot 2. She is 4 for 6 in the first half from the free throw line. Hasn't made a basket, Scott, but she's made 5 free throws.
Yeah, she's been active tonight.
Second free throw rolls in. So 6 points now for Rogers. 60-15. Heidi Schultz. Guarded by Kylie Comstock. Now Cadence ball. Schultz. Oh,
She wanted to launch. she was a little too.
I think she would have
too
too.
excited.
Yeah, she was so open, she just wanted to get the ball. 60-15. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Wheeler with it. Down low, missed shot. Offensive rebound. And they're going to get a foul on Cadence ball.
Parsons fouls on number 11, Cadence ball, her third.
That's their third.
Team four.
So Robertson with 4, Ball with 3, Hinman Mitchell with 3. Comstock missed. She's airballed 2 3-pointers, Scott.
Yeah, that's not her strength.
No. And now they're going to call it foul underneath on Heidi Schultz.
Parsons fouls on number 2, Heidi Schultz, her second. Team
That's
six,
Schultz's second.
line 22 for Scott, number 4, Allison Wheeler.
So Allison Wheeler will go to the line. She is now 1 for 3 from the free throw line.
Tigers, number 2, Abby Newman. In for Parsons, number 15, Michaela Farrell-Getman.
So Gorman checks in for the Tigers, Farrell Getman for the Vikings. And second free throw from Wheeler is good. She's up to 4 points now. Draper to Schultz. Now Schultz goes baseline, and she is fouled by Kalashaw, I believe.
Scott fouls on number 32, Allie Kalashaw, her second.
Yep, Kalashaw picks up her second.
At the line, shooting 2
So
for
Heidi Schultz
number 2.
will go to the line for 2 more free throws. She has 4 points in the first half. Now she's got 5. 61-16.
When you can get past that, your initial defender, and just go hard to the basket, good things usually happen. And she's done a nice job tonight.
Schultz now has 6 points. Yeah, she's our leading scorer.
Yeah, she's been at the free throw line a lot tonight.
Yeah, she shot 8. She's 4 for 8. Now, J.C. Rogers at the Gorman. Gorman knocks down another basket. Gorman only had 4 points, and they were both baskets were in the second quarter, Scott. Now she has 15.
Yeah, she really caught fire here in the third quarter.
Yeah, 11 points here in the third. Now Stoneberger. A little over a minute to play here in the third quarter. Schultz with it. Schultz going to go baseline, needs help, gets it to Stoneberger. Farrell Getman back to Stoneberger. Lady Vikes going to have to get a shot off. They don't see it.
It didn't. It reset to 35.
Yep.
So it's the right call. It was a shot clock violation, I
Yep.
believe, but I'm not sure why it didn't go off.
So Braylon Hinman Mitchell checks back in. Gorman to bring it up the floor. 47 seconds to play in the third. Wheeler with it. Gorman thought about the 3. Yarrick back to Gorman. Now down low. Comstock. Nope. That's Kalashaw. Traveled. So Lady Vikes, 33 seconds here in the third quarter. (63-17). And Stoneberger knocks down a 3, gets her first basket. 63-20. 17 seconds before the end of the third quarter. Wheeler with it. Yarick. Gorman wants another three, and she knocks it down. Boy, she's pretty good at three-pointers, Scott. She's knocked down 4 of them. Now Schultz at the buzzer. The third quarter is no good. 66-20. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Welcome back to Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium at Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe, and we are heading to the fourth quarter. Lady Vikes trail by 46 points, 66-20. And I'm assuming it's a running clock, fourth quarter, Scott?
Yeah, I believe it's a 30-point lead in the fourth quarter. So,
Braylon Hinman Mitchell gets it to Robertson. Robertson goes baseline, kicks it back out. Braylon has it. Now Sayla Ray thought about the three. Now Schultz gets it to Cadence Ball. Now tries to go down low, and it's knocked away by the new person that just came in the game, Tessa Lancaster. Now Heidi Schultz runs it down. Gets a quick lift to Braylon Hinman Mitchell. Thought about the three. Back to Schultz. 7:23 to play in the ball game. And the clock is running. 66-20. Wheeler. Now Wheeler tries to get it down low to Lancaster, but it's stolen. Sayla Ray on the run. And she is fouled by Wheeler. So Sayla Ray will go to the line. All of her points have been from the free throw line. She's 3 for 4, Scott. We need to get her
she needs
open
to,
on the perimeter.
Right, yeah. They'll have to get her more involved in the offense going forward for sure.
First free throw is no good.
Tony, I noticed one of the subs for Fort Scott out there listed at 5'4". If she's 5'4", then we're both about 7 feet tall. I think that's a bit of a
I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah. If she's 5'4", then Heidi Schultz is about 6 foot. So, number 3, Riley Lorcher is also checked in the game for the Lady Tigers. And Lady Tigers lose it. Braylon Hinman Mitchell tries to get it down to Robertson. She does. Robertson missed shot. She was good to not foul there on the attempt for the rebound. Now missed shot. And Lady Tigers try to save it, and Lorcher jumps into the stands. Hopefully everybody's okay over there. Lexi Jones now checks in for the Lady Vikes. Heidi Schultz to bring up the court. So 3 freshmen in the game for the Lady Vikes right now, along with Cadence Ball and Sayla Ray. Ayana, nice move to the basket and scores it. And that is her first basket.
Nice looking jump shot by the freshman.
Yeah, we definitely need more of that. So a foul on the floor, I believe, by Schultz. So we're down to 4.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. And Cody Casper checks in for the Lady Tigers. Casper with the ball, kicks it back out. Now Clark for a three, in and out, no good. Cadence Ball with the rebound. Cadence Ball up the floor to Jones. She wants a shot, misses it. The Lady Vikes run it down. Well, they're going to call jump ball. 4 minutes to play in the ball game. So now Lorcher to bring it up the court for the Lady Tigers. So now trying to get it down low, and they do. Get it down low to Lancaster, and she scores it. So Tessa Lancaster. Now Lady Vikes turn it over. Alex Stoneberger to check back in. Now number 40, Lillian Jackson, checks in for Lady Tigers. Lady Tigers to inbounds. Looks like Clark will inbounds to Lorcher. 3 minutes to play. Lorcher with it, guarded by Cadence Ball. 68-22 is our score. Missed shot, but an offensive rebound. Now over the back on Lillian Jackson, so Lady Vikes are going to get the ball. Alex Stoneberger to bring it up the court for the Lady Vikes. Gets it to Schultz. Cadence Ball for a three. In and out, no good. I thought it was going to go down. And now it's going to go to the Lady Tigers. 68-22. Lady Vikes trail by 46. Down to 2 minutes to play in the game. Clark with it. Near steal by Cadence Ball. And they're going to say Lady Vikes basketball. Stoneberger to bring it up the court. Ball clear across to Robertson. Robertson tried to go baseline, got cut off. Now Lexi Jones, missed shot. Lady Vikes get the rebound though. Cadence Ball, back to Jones. Jones wants a shot. In and out, it's good. So she might have traveled, but we're going to give it to her.
Yeah, she hasn't been scared to come in and let it fly, Tony.
Lexi Jones gets a basket. 68-25. They're going to say Lady Vikes basketball. Jones will inbounds. Minute 8 to play here in the ball game. Cadence Ball all the way across to Schultz. She wants a three. Missed shot. Now Clark going the other way for the Tigers. And now a near steal by Cadence Ball as it goes out of bounds. Clark to inbounds for the Lady Tigers. She needs to get it in, gets it into Lancaster. Now there's going to be a foul. This might run out the clock here. Lorcher to inbounds. Gets it into Clark. Down to 10 seconds and a steal by Stoneberger. Stoneberger gets it quickly up the court. And Schultz blocked. Now that's going to be the ball game. Heidi Schultz
hustling right to the final buzzer.
All the way to the final buzzer. Lady Vikes lose this one 68-25. Let's take, let's do a 1 minute break and come back and break it down. 1 minute break, we'll come back to break down the Lady Vikes game. Listen to Viking basketball on V93.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today. Hope for tomorrow.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Be a tough one down against LC on Friday night, but you know they just got to keep plugging away. It's all you can do, you know. Come back tomorrow, go to practice, and you know the main thing, Tony, is they have to figure out a way to take care of the basketball.
Exactly.
And I say this all the time. It's easier said than done. We get it. They don't really have what I would consider a true point guard, and that makes it tough. And you know, if people were listening at halftime, you know, we talked about how few shot attempts they had.
Yeah.
You know, I think 10 shots
10 to
in
31,
the first half. Yeah, compared to the 31 by Fort Scott, and that's a recipe for disaster. And that's how you end up, you know, trailing by 30 points at halftime. And you know, they were just outmatched tonight. But, you know, we saw some good things. Robertson didn't score a lot tonight, but her athleticism continues to, you know, be a highlight. It's just a matter of time with her, and Heidi Schultz hustled like nobody's business
all the way to the final
from start
buzzer.
to finish. You know, and you have to love that effort. And you mentioned Sayla Ray. They're going to have to figure out a way to get her some better looks at the basket, and because she can shoot it well from beyond the three-point line. Hasn't been on display here in the opening part of the season, but you know, give it time. Coach Kroll and the girls they're going to get it figured out.
Exactly. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the girls' side. The Bowen Pharmacy post-game report. How much time do we need before?
Let's see. Bring it back, Karen. Why don't you bring it back to us right at 7:30, please? 7:30.
All right. Well, let's take about 7-minute break, and then we'll be back for the boys' side. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Multiple times, they're just scrappy. It's not like a normal Vikings basketball team. It's just crazy. You look at them and you're like, man, there's not a whole lot of height there.
Right.
But they make up for it in just scrappiness. The loose balls, we seem to get them. In years past, it feels like on the boys' side, a lot of times we don't out-rebound people. And this year, I feel like we got a smaller group, and we've been – the games we've watched, they've been out-rebounding the opponents that I didn't feel like we should have been out-rebounding.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches talk about it all the time. But rebounding it's not always about height and athleticism. It's just about fight.
Yeah.
And hustle. And I don't know why some guys have that and some guys don't. I know rebounds aren't going to make the highlight reel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're not special. They're not flashy. They're just a rebound.
You're not beating the defender with a sweet crossover move. And it's not a slam dunk. It's it's not a nice 3-point shot that hits nothing but net. I mean, you've just got to want it more than the other guy a lot of times, and the grit that you mentioned. That's why they're out rebounding these bigger teams. Yeah. They just want it more right now, and hopefully that continues all season, and I think it will. And
in the 2 home games that we watched here in our home gymnasium, we had I believe there was 2 guys from Girard that were taller than any guy we had.
Yep.
And Mulvane had 1, maybe 2 guys that were taller as well. And I want to say, I can look back, but I want to say we out-rebounded Mulvane 31-17.
Yeah, they dominated Mulvane on the glass. Yeah, absolutely.
We out-rebounded Girard 32-25. It's just, stats don't lie. If you out-rebound someone and outshoot them, you're probably going to win.
Yep.
And that's what happened in the 2 home games that we've already had.
Well, I know Fort Scott has a 6'5" senior in the starting lineup, and I'll go ahead and run down the starters for you. Fort Scott, again, 0-3 on the year. The 6'5" senior I mentioned is Ty Marbury. They will also start 6' senior Dub Chipman, 6'3" junior Kanan Brown, 6'3" junior Tyler Anderson, and 6'3" senior Josh Wolhoff. So nobody shorter than 6 foot.
Yeah.
Most of them are 6'3" or more. So it's a pretty tall Fort Scott team.
I'm seeing Dirks Kegler, one of their main guards, in street clothes. So I don't know if he's hurt or what.
He's definitely out of action.
Kegler, played a lot of minutes last year as a sophomore.
Yes, he did. Yeah, good ball player.
Yeah.
So that may add to why they're 0-3 on the year. Instead, in addition to the tough competition. Starting tonight for the hometown Vikings, it'll be 6' junior Jagger Quirin, 5'10" senior Dante Sawyer, 5'9" senior Connor Barkus, 6-foot senior Joe Keel and 6'1" senior Demias Johnson. And Tony, we were talking about rebounding, and nobody taller than 6'1" for the Vikes in the lineup. Nobody shorter than 6 foot for Fort Scott in their starting lineup.
Yeah,
so we'll see how it plays out. But Demias Johnson, such a big, strong kid. That's why at 6'1", doesn't have much leaping ability, but he's such a big, strong guy. He takes up a lot of room in the paint. He gets a lot of easy baskets, and he snags a lot of rebounds. For the Vikes.
He's definitely, it just seems like he's like in a different gear from last year. Like last year, I think he played a little timid. Landon Wheat kind of ran the show as a senior last year, and Demias just kind of was like in the shadows. But this year, he just has the confidence. In the 2 games that we've watched here, it's just he's been outstanding. I know he tore that ACL playing basketball late February last year, came back 3rd or 4th game of the football season, and I feel like he's getting up and down the court better than I would have thought he was going to get up and down the court, after a torn ACL. He's impressed me so far in the early going of the season.
Yeah, he's had a really, really good start to his senior campaign. They're announcing the starting lineups over the public address. Fort Scott Tigers will be in their traveling red uniforms with white trim, and the Vikings in their home white, the blue and gold trim. New coach for Fort Scott this year, Brendan Feeback, new head coach for the Tigers, and I believe in his 12th year, Anthony Houck for the Viking boys. And I think what Coach Houck mentioned, the hustle and the grit, that it makes it a lot of fun for guys like us, the broadcasters and the fans that come to watch. You always appreciate teams that come out and play hard from start to finish.
Yeah, Vikings with the 4 seniors starting. The lone starter is Jagger Quirin as a junior.
Yep. So the Fort Scott Tigers looking for their first win of the year. Vikings looking for win number 3, and this is the league opener for both squads. Fort Scott, they got handled pretty easily in that tournament up around Paola, and so I know they're excited to shake that off and get their first win of the year. And Vikings, both of their wins coming right here at Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Hopefully they can run it to a perfect 3-0 record here at home in December. Jagger Quirin going to jump for the Vikes. He'll be going up against the 6'5" senior Ty Marbury for the Tigers. There's the whistle, and we are ready for action here at Parsons High School. Fort Scott barely wins the opening tip, almost tipped it out of bounds, and we're underway. Dub Chipman, the point guard, picked up by Barkus, and we have an offensive foul. Demias Johnson does a good job.
Unbelievable.
Taking the charge. It was a nice offensive set. Chipman got a high ball screen, got around Barkus into the paint, but
there were so many bodies that I couldn't see it, Scott. But
I couldn't either. I just had to take the ref's word for it on that. Unfortunately, it went the Vikings' way. Just underway, 0-0, 7:39 to go. Quarter number 1, Barkus with it, cut off. Keel thought about a 3. Now kicks it out to Johnson. It's off to the sharpshooter, Dante Sawyer. Gets into the paint. Oh, he got fouled, no call. And now he got kicked in the face as well. And he's slow getting back to the other end of the court. The other end, a layup is going to go down for Kanan Brown, the 6'3" junior, puts Fort Scott on top 2-0. Just over 7 minutes to go in our opening quarter. Johnson guarded by Marbury. Hands off to Quirin. He got fouled. Now they let a lot of contact go in the girls' game, Tony, and I don't know if that's because it was a lopsided affair or not, but they may call it a little bit tighter.
Yeah, they don't want this game to get out of control, that's for sure.
Marbury picks up his first and the team's second. Keel gets it in.
Querin almost stepped
that
back.
was very close to a backcourt. Johnson. He's going to be stronger than Marbury, but he's given up about 4 inches. Bad pass that time. It's going to be a turnover on the Vikes. So
I think he expected Johnson to keep going to the rim, and he didn't. It would have been a layup.
Yes, it would have. So some miscommunication there by the Vikes. 2-0, Fort Scott on top, 6:45 to go in quarter number 1. Chipman with it. Kicks it out to Anderson. Tough shot in the paint, and I think we have an offensive foul under the basket. And it's on Marbury, the big 6'5" guy with 2 early fouls, and he may have to head to the bench.
Wow.
Sure enough.
I thought they were going to get a travel there.
I did too. Aiden Ogren will check in at the next opportunity for the Tigers. Vikes have it. Keel at the elbow. Hands off to Barkus. Now to Sawyer. Sawyer, nice move. Goes to the paint, and he scores. We know what Sawyer can do from the outside. He's driven to the basket a couple of times here in the early going. Tied it to just over 6 minutes to go. From 15 on the baseline, goes down for Marbury. He gets his first basket. Fort Scott leads at 4-2, 5:55 to go in quarter number 1. Demias Johnson, couple of dribbles, hands off to Quirin. Needs help, and a foul not called. Keel with it. Tough shot in the paint, will not go, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds off Parsons. It'll go over to the Tigers. 5:41 to play in our opening quarter. 4-2, Fort Scott on top. With those 2 early fouls, Marbury heads to the bench for the Tigers. They get it into Anderson. Off to Chipman, the point guard. Picked up by Barkus, a great defender. Anderson over to Chipman. Vikes in a man-to-man. And I think a foul underneath on the Vikes. That'll be the first foul on Parsons. They get Jagger Quirin with the personal. Connor Largent will replace Quirin in the Viking lineup. Down to 5:28 to go in quarter number 1. Fort Scott leading at 4-2. Chipman to throw it in from the baseline. Finds a cutter to the basket. He's cut off. Almost took steps. Ogren has it out top. Now to Chipman.
They run a lot of motion.
Yeah, they do. That's been a staple of Fort Scott teams for a lot of years now. Anderson hands off to Brown. Gets around Largent, and he's going to lay it in with the left hand. He's got 4 points, and it's a 6-2 lead for the Tigers. 4:58 to go in quarter number 1. Johnson hands off to Keel. Kicks it out to Sawyer for a long 3. It's good. Dante Sawyer with all 5 points for the Vikings here in the early going. 1 point lead for the Tigers. 4:40 to play in our opening quarter.
Yeah, he's dangerous from the outside.
Yeah, he has a quick release too. He's just a tough guy to guard. Chipman gets fouled, but you won't see that very often, meaning Connor Barkus got beat off the dribble and committed a foul.
He usually goes the second half with no fouls.
Yeah, he's going to be replaced by Quirin. 6-5, Fort Scott by 1, 4.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Having a little trouble getting it in. They finally get it into Brown. He's off to a good start with 4 points. Hands off to Wolhoff. Chipman back to Wolhoff. Boy, he goes right into the chest of Sawyer. No call. Fort Scott a little ragged on this possession. They have plenty of time on the shot clock. And then a tough turnaround in the paint. Goes down by Dub Chipman. Yeah, 8-5, Fort Scott by 3.
They're shooting it well.
Johnson, at the top of the key, hands off to Quirin. Nice spin move, then he loses it. Good hustle, he gets it back to save the possession. Largent gets fouled. Wolhoff over the top. That's his first and the team's 4th, so on the next foul, the Vikings will be shooting 2 free throws. Still 3:49 to go here in our opening quarter. Fort Scott leading it 8-5, and then, wow, another silly turnover by the Vikings.
Yeah.
Barkus quickly off the bench. He will replace Demias Johnson heads to the bench. Here comes Chipman off the inbound, picks up his dribble. Wolhoff has it to Anderson. 3-point lead for the Tigers, 3:35 to go in quarter number 1. Brown with it to Anderson, right back to Brown. He can go right or left. He's a pretty good ball player. Anderson over to Chipman as Fort Scott throws around the perimeter. Tough shot from about 15 out, no good. Nice rebound by Largent. Gives it off to Sawyer. He's the only Viking to score here in the first quarter. He wants another 2 points, goes all the way to the basket, can't score, missed the layup. Challenged by a bigger Fort Scott player. Quickly at the other end, reverse layup goes down for Wolhoff. He gets his first 2. Fort Scott's doubled up the Vikings now, 10-5, 2:50 to go in quarter number 1. Keel thought about a 3. Now over to Sawyer for 3, in and out, no good, and then Largent went over the back, I believe. They're going to get a jump ball.
Got lucky on that one.
And it'll stay with the Vikings. 10-5, Fort Scott leading by 5, 2:43 to go here in our opening quarter. Demias Johnson will replace Joe Keel. So this will be about the biggest lineup you'll see the Vikings have when they have Johnson and Largent out on the floor at the same time. Sawyer to throw it in from the baseline. Nice cut to the basket by Largent, and he scores off the glass. Largent with his first 2, 10-7, Fort Scott by 3. 2:32 to go in quarter number 1. Dub Chipman into the front court, guarded by Quern. Hand off to Anderson. Vikes have been in a man-to-man the entire first quarter. Anderson puts it on the floor, picks up his dribble, hands off to Chipman, the point guard. Calls for a screen. Now hands off. Well, I thought maybe there was a push in the back. They're going to let the Vikings, or rather they're going to let the Tigers keep it. I thought it went out of bounds off Fort Scott. 2:12 to go in quarter number 1. Fort Scott with a 3-point lead. They lob it in, and the ball tipped away, but Barkus didn't see it. Now about a 12-footer goes down for Brown. He leads all scorers with 6. And it's 12-7, Fort Scott by 5. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Barkus goes baseline, cut off, back out to Demias. Hands off to Quern. Quern from 18, got it. Jagger Quern with his first 2, 12-9, Fort Scott by 3. Minute 40 to go in quarter number 1. Dub Chipman. Boy, that's a touch foul.
Wow.
I mean, that was the touchiest of touch fouls, and that's number 2 on Quern.
Yeah, that's not good.
So Quern will head to the bench. He's replaced by Jason Shaw, the 6-foot junior. Fort Scott lobs it into Brown. Back to Chipman. Almost a turnover, gets it out to Brown. He wants to drive again off the glass. This time he misses. And here comes Sawyer with it. Tough shot from 14. He hesitated. Otherwise, he probably would have made it. Ball knocked out of bounds off the Tigers, and it'll stay with the Vikes. Minute 21 to go in the first quarter. Fort Scott leading this one 12-9. Keel will check in, and he's going to give Sawyer a breather. Vikes 2-2 on the year. Fort Scott 0-3. Vikes get it into Keel. Guarded by Brown. Fort Scott in a man-to-man. Barkus on the right wing, guarded by Larson, who has checked into the Fort Scott lineup. Oh, long 3 off the back iron by Shaw, no good, but there's Demias with a nice offensive board, then a nice spin move, and he scores off the glass. 12-11. Fort Scott by 1, 50 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Chipman, it's a high screen. Hands off to Larson. Now to Ogren. Back to Malachi Larson, the 6'1 senior. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Chipman calls for a screen.
That's an offensive
Yeah, that was an offensive foul. They missed it. Air ball on the three-pointer. Vikes should hold for one. Doesn't look like they're going to. Shaw misses the jump shot, and here comes Fort Scott. I'm a little surprised Vikes didn't hold for the last shot. 8 seconds, Chipman with it. Floater goes down. Oh, and a blocking foul. They're going to count the basket.
Jason Shaw was moving. I seen him.
So Shaw picks up the personal. And see, Tony, that's kind of what I was talking about. I mean, Fort Scott gets the ball to start the second quarter, so I have no idea why the Vikings didn't just hold for the last shot.
Yeah, that was kind of silly.
You know, they could have had the lead at the end of the first quarter. Instead, they're going to be down possibly 2 possessions here as Chipman misses it, but offensive rebound, saved by Fort Scott. Long three, no good at the buzzer. And we have reached the end of the first quarter with your score, Fort Scott 14, Parsons 11. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Viking basketball on B93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
And we're back live at Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Fort Scott leading at 14-11 as we get started with quarter number 2. Tigers have the basketball. Kanan Brown, 6'3" junior, had a good first quarter with 6 points, being hounded out at half court by Quirin. Vikes stay in tight man-to-man defense. Backcourt, or rather a backdoor play. Ball going to be knocked out of bounds by the Vikings, and it will stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, Vikings 5 for 11 in the first quarter. Fort Scott 7 for 11, 54% to 45%.
Brown for 3, got it to go. 9 points already in the first half for Brown. Biggest lead of the night for Fort Scott now at 17-11. Sawyer wants to answer, no good. He had a pretty good look at it too.
Yeah, that looked good.
Nate Cunningham out on the floor for the first time for the Tigers. Finds a man under the basket, but it's tipped away. The Vikes have it. And then a foul on Cunningham as Sawyer gets knocked to the floor. And it'll be his first and the team's first here in quarter number 2. Marbury back out on the floor for the Tigers. He had 2 early fouls.
I'm sure that's the first turnover of the game for Fort Scott.
Yeah, they've played good basketball so far. That's why they lead by 6. Barkas with it to Quirin on the near side. Johnson wanted the ball. He's got a mismatch down there. 3-pointer by Quirin, no good, and a rebound on the weak side by Cunningham. Gets it to Brown, right back to Cunningham. Into the front court. 6-point lead for the Tigers, 6:50 to go in the first half. Anderson swings it over to Wolhoff. Reverses direction. Now gives it off to Brown. Chipman will check in at the next whistle. Another nice drive by Brown. Reverse layup. This time it didn't get the roll. It's pretty crafty down there close to the basket. Barkas cut off. Looked like he wanted to drive. Now he gives it off to Sawyer, over to Johnson. Hands off to Keel. I'd like to see him pound the ball down low to Demise. They tried to right there, and it's kicked out of bounds by the Tigers. 6:17 to go in the first half. Fort Scott leading this one 17-11. Johnson's so good at backing guys down under the basket and getting easy layups. We'll see if the Vikings can take advantage of that here in the second quarter. Anderson heads to the bench for Fort Scott, replaced by Larson. Keel to throw it in. Gets it out top to Sawyer. Vikes down by 6. 6:12 to go in the first half. Quirin tried to drive, lost it, and fortunately to pick up the loose ball and lay it in is Dante Sawyer. He has 7 points and a quick timeout by Coach Hauk. 17-13. Fort Scott by 4. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on B93.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today. Hope for tomorrow.
And play has resumed here at Parsons High School. Deb Chipman will walk it into the front court for the Tigers. They lead Parsons 17-13, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Looks like the Vikes may have switched to a zone for the first time tonight. See how the Tigers attack this. Chipman out top, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Cunningham from the right wing. His three-pointer no good. Offensive rebound, but then it's tipped away by the Vikes. Quick outlet to Sawyer. He wants to challenge everybody, and he puts it in off the glass with the left hand. Athletic play by the senior. He leads all scorers now with 9 points. 17-15, Fort Scott by 2. Vikes putting a lot of pressure on the ball. Oh, nice pass underneath, and then a foul on the Vikings. And I think, no, they're going to say it was on the floor. No free throws coming. Marbury's headed to the free throw line, thinking he gets 2 free throws. But they said the foul came before the shot. Sawyer picks up his first and the team's first. He heads to the bench, replaced by Shaw. Cunningham takes a seat for the Tigers. They lead the Vikes by 2. Chipman having trouble getting it in. Finally gets it into the big guy, Marbury. Challenges Johnson, and it's an air ball. Rebounded on the weak side by Shaw. He gets it into the front court. Vikes can tie or take the lead on this trip. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Johnson hands off to Shaw. Reverses direction. Needs help. Kicks it in the corner to Barkas for 3. Off the mark, no good. But an offensive rebound on the weak side by Keel. Good pass underneath. Laying it in is Demias Johnson.
I don't know how he got that back around. He was so far under the basket.
Yeah, nice play by Johnson, a nice entry pass too. Three-pointer at the other end, no good, rebounded by Largent. Vikes on a bit of a run here, 6-0 run to be exact. They can take the lead. Barkas cut off by Chipman. Now to Largent. Largent, couple of dribbles, hands off to Shaw. He needs help. Nice cut to the basket by Keel. He lays it in, and the Vikings have taken the lead, and they force Fort Scott into a timeout. It's an 8-0 run for the Vikings. 19-17, Vikes by 2. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on B93.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
4:15 to go in the first half. Vikings lead at 19-17. Brown for Fort Scott hit a three to open up scoring in the second quarter, gave Fort Scott a 17-11 lead, but the Vikes on an 8-0 run since then. Vikes will stay in their zone defense. Chipman on the right wing. Right back to Anderson. Brown picks up his dribble to Chipman. Back to Brown. Playing catch. Now they get it to Marbury on the right wing. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Fort Scott Chipman almost took steps. Brown has it with 5 seconds. He's going to have to make something happen and get it to Marbury with 1 second. It is a shot clock violation, and that gets Coach Houck and the bench excited. Great defense for 35 seconds.
Wow.
Causing the shot clock violation on the Tigers. Here comes Sawyer into the front court, up ahead to Shaw. Sawyer, he's dangerous to shoot from anywhere on the floor. Keel back out to Shaw. Largent around the top of the key in the corner to Quirin. Quirin into the paint, nice drive, the layup goes down. Jagger Quirin with 4 points. 4-point lead for the Vikes. They are on a 10-0 run. Anderson took steps. I didn't see it, but I couldn't see his feet. But he obviously moved his pivot foot. 21-17, the Viking zone trap, giving Fort Scott fits here in the second quarter. 21-17, Vikes by 4. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Sawyer, he wants the long NBA three. It's off the back iron, no good, and rebounded by Anderson of Fort Scott. Anderson, floater in the paint, won't go down. It's going to get all the way out to Chipman at the top of the key. Anderson tries a three. It's way off the mark. Battle for the loose ball, knocked out of bounds, I believe, by Fort Scott. Sure enough, goes over to the Vikings. 21-17 is your score. Vikes by 4, 2:40 to go in the first half.
So Fort Scott 7 for 11, 54% first quarter. They're 1 for 7 second quarter.
Wow. About 14.2% this quarter for the Tigers, who are typically a good shooting ball club. Dante Sawyer, guarded three. That one goes down, and he had words for the Fort Scott bench, I believe.
Yeah, he needs to watch that. We don't need any unnecessary technicals.
24-17, Vikes on a 13-0 run. Three-pointer at the other end, no good. Rebounded by Sawyer. Johnson with it. Gives it back to Sawyer. He might try another three. Nope. Gets it to Demias. Back out to Quirin. Over to Barkas. Vikes have Fort Scott on their heels right now. Barkas in the paint. His floater will not go down, and rebounded out of there by Marbury. Fort Scott needs to stop the bleeding here. They've given up 13 unanswered. Jump shot from the baseline is an air ball, rebounded by Largent. Here come the Vikes. Sawyer with it. Into the paint, gets fouled, and he scores! Dante Sawyer, 9 points in this quarter, 14 in the first half. Tony, we hadn't really seen it yet, but we know he can explode for big numbers on any given night.
Yeah, that was impressive there. So now Fort Scott 1 for 10 now in the quarter. Vikes 7 for 12.
Yeah, Vikes have dominated since that three-pointer went down for Fort Scott to make it 17-11. It is a 16-0 run as Sawyer completes the three-point play. Another tip pass. Who's going to get the loose ball? The Vikes have it. Demias Johnson, dangerous pass, but it's caught by Sawyer for three. Got it! Dante Sawyer good again. Wow. 30-17. This is a 19-0 run by the Vikings. And as expected, they will stay in their zone. Chipman floater won't go. Largent with the rebound. Fort Scott completely out of sorts right now. Barkas, one dribble in the corner to Keel for three. That's going to be short. Battle for the loose ball. Fort Scott has it. Anderson into the front court. Just 40 seconds to go in the first half. Long three, no good, and a great rebound by Keel. We talked about rebounding in the pregame. The Vikings starting to dominate on the glass here. Sawyer, who has been absolutely on fire here in the second quarter, has it for the Vikes, gets it to Johnson at the free throw line. Vikes basically holding for the last shot. There's only about a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Vikes leading by 13. They go into their motion offense here. Looking for Sawyer, 3 seconds. Oh, the Vikes aren't going to get the shot off. Here comes, and that threw everybody off because the shot clock violation. Fort Scott had a run out, and that's a bad break for the Tigers because the shot clock went off, and they thought it was the final buzzer. They would have had a chance to get probably not a layup, but a three-point shot, unguarded three-point shot, so tough break for Fort Scott, but we have reached halftime. 19-0 run by the Vikes.
Unbelievable.
In the second quarter to end the half. That's just, I haven't seen anything like that since they went on about a 35-0 run against Erie that spanned the second quarter and the third quarter a couple of years ago over at the Lancer Classic. So anyway, again, your halftime score, Parsons 30 and Fort Scott 17. We'll take a 3-minute break and be back with the Eye Care Associate halftime show. You're listening to Viking Basketball on B93.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
And we are back live at Parsons High School. Scott Martle, Tony Fuentes with you. 30-17, Vikes lead Fort Scott at the break as we get going with the Eye Care Associate halftime show, brought to you by Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray. And Tony, it looked like it was going to be the Kanan Brown show there for a while. He had 6 points in the first quarter, knocked down a 3 early in the second quarter to give Fort Scott a 17-11 lead. Then the Vikings, who Coach Houck loves playing man-to-man, but he switched to a zone, and the Vikings shut out Fort Scott the rest of the half, went on a 19-0 run, and they lead it by 13. And I'm sure he'll play some man-to-man in the second half, but we're going to see a lot of that zone as well.
I didn't see that coming. That was awesome to see. I'm glad that, Dante Sawyer just getting up and down the floor just so quickly. I'm thinking back to one of the almost a football pass from Demias all the way down. He was able to catch it, take it in, and score it. It's just, like we said beforehand, scrappy is the word.
Right.
It's just, they're fighting for the rebounds. We were out-rebounding the first quarter, but then we came back and out-rebounded them in the second. Like you said, the shortest guy on the floor for Fort Scott is 6 foot, and we out-rebounded 14-13.
Yeah.
How do you, I just don't see, except for grit and scrappiness.
Yeah, it's just old-fashioned hustle. And one thing that's kind of been a staple of the Vikings offense so far has been a balanced scoring attack. Not the case in the first half tonight, because Dante Sawyer caught fire in the second quarter. He put in 13 points just in that quarter. He has 18 points at halftime. He has outscored Fort Scott by himself, 18-17, and then also scoring in the first half for the Vikes. Jagger Queern with 4 and 2 points apiece for Connor Largent, Joe Keel, Demias Johnson. And for some reason, I gave Dakari Jones a basket who hasn't even been on the floor. So I'll have to get with you later and find out who that basket should have gone to.
The Vikings started out, 45%. They upped it to 52%. Fort Scott went from 54% all the way down to 34%. So, turnovers. I don't have the Vikings for any turnovers in the second quarter. They had 2 in the first. Fort Scott had 0 in the first, and then Fort Scott ended up with 4 in the second, and Parsons with none. So
yeah, they were just outstanding on both ends of the floor. They just really got going, and Fort Scott didn't have an answer. I mentioned Kanan Brown leading the way for the Tigers at the break with 9 points. Deb Chipman with 4, and then Wolhoff and 6'5" senior Marbury with 2 points apiece. So they only have 4 guys in the scoring column, and 3 of those guys only combined for 8 points. So
you have Largent for a basket?
I have him for 1 basket.
Okay. I know he scored at least one.
Do you have Johnson? Are you keeping points?
I'm not keeping
Okay,
the
I think
points.
Demias Johnson has 4. I said he had 2. I think I accidentally gave one of his baskets to Dakari Jones, who's right.
I'm pretty sure that one when Demias was way under the basket and went back.
Yes,
that was his second.
That was
basket.
his second
so,
basket
he should
of the
have
night.
4.
So once again, off a 19-0 spurt to end the first half, the Vikings lead at the break 30-17. We're going to step away for another 1-minute commercial break, and we will be ready for the second half when we return. Again, your halftime score: Parsons 30, Fort Scott 17. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today, hope for tomorrow.
It's always a lot of fun when those two teams tangle with each other, and the Vikings will get the first possession of the second half. We'll see how Fort Scott responds after getting outscored 19-0 to end the first half. They come out in a tight man-to-man, Keel with it to Johnson. Pivots, hands off to Quirin, looking to drive downhill. He's cut off by Marbury under the paint. Now he needs help. Tough shot in the paint, goes down for who else? Dante Sawyer. He has 20 points on the night, 32-17. If you're keeping track at home, that is now a 21-0 run by the Vikings. And they will stay in that zone. I didn't know if Coach Houck would do that, but if it's working that well, why change it up? Three-pointer by Brown, no good. Offensive rebound on the weak side, ball loose in the paint. Tough shot by Chipman, goes down. And that stops the bleeding for now for the Tigers, but it's still a 13-point lead for the Vikes at 32-19. 6:55 to go in quarter number 3. Demias Johnson reverses direction, hands off to Barkus. Finds a cutter to the basket, right back to Barkus. Tough shot in the paint, won't go down. There's Demias with the offensive board. He can't score, but he's fouled. And the big guy will go to the line to shoot 2. (32-19), Vikings by 13. 6:44 to go in quarter number 3. Only the Vikings' second free throw of the night. First one off the mark. 6'1" senior will have one more. Aiden Ogren, 6'2" junior, checking into the lineup for Fort Scott, replacing Marbury. Demias Johnson, his second free throw. That one's also off the mark. Look at the offensive rebound by Sawyer. That's unbelievable. And then the Vikings threw it away.
That's scrappy.
Coach Houck not pleased with that turnover at all after the great offensive rebound by Sawyer. So Fort Scott catches a break. 32-19, Vikes by 13. Anderson into the front court, over to Chipman. Vikes stay in their zone. Chipman thought about a 3. Now he pulls it back out. Fort Scott is not, that was a traveling violation missed by the official. Chipman backs it out toward half court, over to Anderson. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and they just threw it away. Trying to get it down to Wolhoff on the baseline. Tell you, Tony, I think Fort Scott's just being too passive right now.
Yeah, they need to just start shooting it.
Quirin quickly into the paint at the other end. Nearly threw it away. Now the Vikes get it over to Barkus in front of the Viking bench. Now Johnson, he's got a path to the basket. The big guy lays it in. Johnson with 6 points. Biggest lead of the night for the Vikings at 34-19. 5:45 to go in the third period. Chipman to Brown on the left wing. Right back to Chipman. He wants a screen. Tries to get around Barkus. It's cut off. Looked like another traveling violation, not called.
I don't know how that's
blocked from behind. That looked clean by Quirin. But they're going to get him on. So they got the shooter on the arm. That is his third personal, and he's probably going to have to come out of the game. 2 free throws coming up. Josh Wolhoff, 6'3" senior. He has 2 points on the night. This is his first trip to the line. Neither team has shot very many free throws tonight at all. First free throw goes down. 34-20, Vikes by 14. Shaw replaces Quirin in the Viking lineup. Wolhoff with his second free throw. It's also good. 34-21, Vikes by 13, 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Shaw with it to Johnson. He's being hounded out top by Marbury. Sawyer, tough 3, nothing but net for Dante Sawyer, the senior, with 23 points, and we still have over 5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. 16-point lead for the Vikes. Chipman cut off on the baseline, kicks it out. Brown, tough shot from the baseline, can't get it to go. Marbury with a great offensive board, but then fighting for the rebound is Sawyer, and it's going to be a tie-up situation, and it will stay with the Tigers. 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Vikes leading this one, 37-21. Chipman, it's into the paint. The left hand goes up, no good, but he somehow got the ball back, and he scores on the second effort. He now has 8 points, 37-23, Vikes by 14, 4:35 to go in the third quarter. It's been the Dante Sawyer show here tonight for the Vikes. He leads all scorers with 23. Bad pass, it's gonna go out of bounds. Yeah, that's about the third time there's been miscommunication between Demias and one of the guards.
It's a weird stat right now, Scott. There's been no defensive rebounds.
That's incredible.
Five offensive rebounds in this quarter.
Chipman gets around his man, a little floater, won't go, rebounded by Shaw. Nice seal off as the Vikes continue to rebound well against the bigger Fort Scott team. 37-23, Vikes with the lead, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, and we have a timeout called by Coach Hauk. So it's a 14-point lead for the Vikes. We'll step away for 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Yeah, we're back live at Parsons High School, 37-23. Vikes on top. It was a 21-0 run that has propelled the Vikings to this lead that spanned the second quarter and early part of the third quarter. Quirin with it in front of the Viking bench. Good look underneath to Sawyer, and he's fouled as he went up for the shot. Chipman got him on the arm, and it's 2 free throws coming for Dante Sawyer.
Normally when you got Sawyer going the line, it's usually automatic. He did miss one late in the game against Mulvane, but he's usually pretty good.
Senior puts it up, and it's perfect. 24 points. Yeah, he could just fill it up about as well as anybody, I've ever seen wear a Viking uniform. Second shot is also good. 25 points for Sawyer. He has outscored the entire Fort Scott team. 39-23. Here's a three-pointer at the other end. Perfect. Chipman knocks it down. He's had a good quarter with 7 points. He's in double figures now with 11. 39-26, 13-point lead for the Vikes. That's where we were at halftime. Shaw with it. Trying to get it to Largent. Can't get it to him. Now they hand off to Quirin. Gets it to Largent, and he's fouled. And the Vikes will take it out underneath. That'll be the third foul of the quarter on Fort Scott. They got Larson, Malachi Larson with his first. 13-point lead for the Vikes, 3:24 to go in quarter number 3. Largent with it. Oh, Sawyer lost it. Somehow he got it back. And who are they going to get the foul on? Do they get Sawyer? He was his great hustle, but I think they ended up getting him for a foul. So his second personal. Vikes have played pretty well this quarter, but some nice shooting by Fort Scott. They haven't been able to extend the lead any. It was 30-17 at the break, and both teams have scored 9 points apiece here in the third quarter. Vikes stay in the zone. Fort Scott starting to look a little bit more comfortable with it. Man, it gave him fits back in the second quarter. Brown with it. He takes a deep three. No good. Knocked out of bounds by who? By Fort Scott. Goes over to the Vikes. 2:57 to go in third quarter. Vikes lead at 39-26. Demias Johnson replaces Jason Shaw in the Viking lineup. Keel gets it in to Sawyer. He's had a huge night. 25 points for the senior. Off to Keel. Johnson wanted the ball. They couldn't get it to him. Sawyer. Nice look underneath to Demias. He backs his man down, but he can't shoot over the bigger man, so now he kicks it out to Sawyer. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sawyer wants to make something happen. Pushes off, then lost the ball. It's a turnover. Here comes Fort Scott with it. Rolhoff. Chipman, did he take steps? Sure he did. Drug his pivot foot. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Parsons leading 39-26. Nate Cunningham, 5'10 senior, will replace Chipman in the Fort Scott lineup. And Connor Barkus, who was on the bench for a few minutes, is back out there for the Vikes. Keel gets it into the front court for Parsons. Fort Scott in a man-to-man. Johnson, left elbow rather, hands off to Barkus. Back out to Keel for a three. No good. Battle for the loose ball. What are they going to get? Why a jump ball? I thought maybe Quirin was over the back. That would have been foul number 4 for Quirin. So a couple of subs come in for the Tigers. Boy, short break for Deb Chipman. He's back out there, along with Tyler Anderson, the 6'3 junior. Johnson to throw it in, gets it into Keel in the corner, right back to Demias, backs his man down and can't score. He was bothered by the 6'5 Marbury. He almost took steps. Here comes Cunningham with it. Fort Scott trying to chip away at this deficit. They are down by 13. Minute 43 to go in the third quarter. Anderson swings it over to Chipman. Out to Marbury. Nice drive out to Brown. Cunningham to Anderson. Back to Chipman. Skip pass over to Brown for a three. No good. And who's going to get it? Another rebound for Keel. Minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Vikes leading by 13. Quirin to Keel. Johnson to Largent. Double teamed and almost lost it. Gets it back. Back to Johnson. Demias, he's cut off by Anderson. Backs a couple guys down. He scores and he's fouled. Just too big and too strong. Demias Johnson, the 6'1 senior, now with 8 points. 41-26. Vikes by 15. Minute to go here in the third quarter. Demias Johnson and Dante Sawyer, the only two Vikings to score here in the third quarter, and yet they have extended their lead from 13 to 15. And free throw goes down, got the lucky bounce. 42-26, Vikes by 16. Fort Scott led back in the second quarter, 17-11, and then the Vikes went on a 21-0 run, and they have been in control ever since. Brown with it to Anderson, 48 seconds to go in the quarter. Chipman thought about a three. Now Brown will take it, and it's short. Rebounded by Quirin. Coach Houck wants the Vikes to pull it out. About a 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. The Vikes lead it by 16. Barkus with it. The Vikes are going to run the shot clock down here, it looks like. About 10 seconds on the shot clock. Quirin with it.
There.
Yeah, I thought they should have blown the whistle on that one. Quirin, nice drive to the basket, and he scores off the glass. Fort Scott will have to go very quickly, 5 seconds. Brown into the front court. Chipman puts it up at the buzzer. It's no good, and we have reached the end of the third quarter with your score. Parsons 44, Fort Scott 26. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute. This is the Viking basketball on B93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Big lead for the Vikings as we get ready for quarter number 4. Parsons leading this one 44-26. Fort Scott will have the first possession. 33-9. Vikings have outscored Fort Scott since trailing 17-11 back in the second quarter. Vikings will stay in the zone that has just given Fort Scott fits, and there's another turnover. Taken by Sawyer, then a bad pass. It's going to be taken by Deb Chipman. He wants to go quickly the other way. Left-handed layup goes down. He leads Fort Scott now with 13. Fort Scott's going to go with some full court pressure. 44-28. Sawyer with it. Gets around the big man, but he can't score. Shaw with the offensive rebound. He puts it in off the glass. 46-28. Vikes by 18. 7:10 to go in the game. Chipman, a little bit hesitant to pull the trigger. 7 minutes to go in our game. Vikes enjoying an 18-point lead. Chipman kicks it out to Anderson for a wide open three, and he got it. His first basket of the night. 15-point lead for the Vikes, 46-31, 6:50 to go in the game. Going to the basket is Sawyer. He couldn't get the layup to go down. Rebounded by Fort Scott. He was bothered by the 6'5" Marbury. Chipman goes baseline, cut off by Shaw. Now he needs some help. Gets it out to Anderson for another three. Couldn't get it to go, and another nice rebound by Shaw. The Vikings continue to rebound well. Dante Sawyer with it. Leading all scorers with 25 points. Shaw wants a three. It's off the mark, no good, and rebounded. Boy, it's tied up. Battle for the loose ball. It's a foul called on the Vikings. Thought they were going to go with the jump ball, but instead they're going to get Connor Barkus with his second personal and the team's first. 6:10 to go in the game. Vikes leading this one 46-31. The Vikes just need to stay focused for another 6 minutes here and get their third win of the year. Quick three by Brown. He hasn't scored for a long time, but that one goes down. He now has 12, and this is as close as Fort Scott's been in a while at 46-34. We have a foul in the backcourt. Quickly at the other end, it's going to be Demias Johnson scoring. And he is now in double figures with 11. That was a big bucket for the Vikes because you could kind of feel the momentum starting to switch just a little bit in favor of the Tigers. But now it's back to a 14-point lead for the Vikes, 48-34, 5:38 to go in our ball game. Good entry pass, but then it's lost out of bounds. Touched last by Quirin of the Vikes. Largent will check in now for the Vikings, and he will replace Demias Johnson. 5:33 to go in the game. Vikes leading up 48-34. Marbury gets it. Now back to Brown. Anderson, top of the key, three off the mark, no good, but a long rebound to Chipman. The left-handed point guard puts it up from the elbow, no good, and another great seal-off rebound by Largent. Quirin with it. Over to Keel. Shaw wants the open three. In and out, no good. Largent fighting for it, went out of bounds off Brown. And it'll stay with the Vikes. Tony, the Vikes, I mean, they just continue to fight and scrap on the glass. It's just incredible.
Yeah, they've already got out-rebounded Fort Scott 5-2 in this quarter. 26-20 on the game.
Sawyer back on the floor for the Vikes, gets it into Largent. Vikes trying to extend their 14-point lead. Sawyer with it, guarded by Anderson. It's a screen. He's going to launch a three. Got another one. Dante Sawyer with 28 points. I'm not sure what his career high is, but he's probably looking at least a 30-point night tonight.
This might be it.
51-34, Vikes by 17, 4:40 to go. Brown tries to answer with a three, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Keel. And then he gets fouled. That'll be the second team foul on Fort Scott. Josh Wolhoff with his second personal. Here comes Demias Johnson into the Parsons lineup. Chipman into the lineup for Fort Scott, replacing Cunningham. So a guy that I don't even have in my scorebook checking in. I bet it's a freshman, sure enough. Jax Armstrong onto the floor for the first time for the Tigers. Vikes beat the pressure. Sawyer, spin move, up and under, no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
He makes his able to get to 30, Scott?
Yeah, he has 28 points on the night. First free throw is perfect. He's 4 out of 4 from the line tonight, leading all scorers with 29 points, looking for point number 30. Senior puts it up, got it. And we have a timeout on the floor. Parsons leading Fort Scott 53-34. We're back in 1 minute. This is Viking basketball on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com. postgame.com.
Parsons Vikings just 4.5 minutes away from opening up the SEK season with a win as they lead Fort Scott 53-34 as play resumes. Chipman cut off on the baseline, finds a man wide open in the corner. Anderson's three is perfect. The second three, and then we have a foul underneath. Was it on Parsons? Or was it on, let's take, no, it's a foul on Fort Scott. The basket will count. Marbury picks up his fourth. So the score is 53-37. Vikes lead by 16, 4:18 to go in the ball game. Next foul will put the Vikings at the free throw line. Vikes beat the pressure again. Good bounce pass to Largent. Lets the man go by and he scores. Largent now with 4 points. 55-37. Vikes by 18. 4 minutes to go. Brown from the left wing. Got it to go. Fort Scott with their fourth three-pointer of the third quarter, but they're just not gaining much ground, if any, on the Vikings. Quickly at the other end, ball knocked out of bounds. Sawyer went up for a layup and got knocked away, and he will stay with the Vikes. It's a 15-point lead for Parsons. 55-40, 3:49 to go in our ball game. And Sawyer had his pocket picked, but they said that Chipman reached in, committed the foul, and that will put Sawyer at the line. Yep, that'll be 2 free throws the rest of the way. 3:46 to go in the game. Vikes lead at 55-40. Again, if you're joining us late, Fort Scott led early in the second quarter, 17-11. Coach Houck and the Vikings switched to a zone and ended the half on a 19-0 run. And they have had a double-digit lead ever since. Sawyer finally made a mistake. He missed free throw number 1. He already has 30 points on the night, 5'10" senior with one more free throw. It's on the way, and it's good. 31 points for Sawyer. 56-40, Vikes by 16 with 3:43 to go. Chipman, nice drive, kicks it out. Anderson for 3, he's gonna get the roll.
Wow, unbelievable.
He has 3 threes. He hadn't scored tonight, but he has 3 threes here in the fourth quarter. That is 5 threes in this fourth quarter for the Tigers. They have put up 17 points already after only scoring 26 total in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Fortunately, the Vikings have scored 12 points, so they're keeping Fort Scott at arm's length here. 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it here at the gym. 56-43, and Tony, as long as Fort Scott doesn't hit all of their 3-pointers down the stretch, the Vikings should be okay. The Vikings haven't really had any trouble with the Fort Scott pressure or anything, and 2 free throws the rest of the way for the Vikes as well. So Fort Scott, I'm assuming, will not. They've already hit 5 threes. I can't imagine that they're going to knock down 9 or 10, but you never know. So Vikings, again, just have to stay focused. And really at this point, Tony, they can start working the shot clock down.
Oh, 100%.
You know, 13-point lead with 3:34 to go.
Fort Scott could try to extend the game by fouling.
Yep.
We'll see if they go that route, because every foul from here on will send the Vikings to the line.
It makes it tough to come back by fouling now with there's no 1-and-1 anymore. Man, that makes it a lot tougher.
You get 2 free throws, it's tough.
And that's just what you talked about. A quick foul on Queer. The freshman committed the foul.
They probably brought him in just to do that.
Yeah. So this could be a very, very long 3:32 if Fort Scott, depending on how frequently Fort Scott sends Parsons to the line. You know, they might just be saying, hey, we'll try to trade 3 for 2. You know, they've been hot from the 3-point line. Quirin's free throw, no good.
And if you find the right Viking to foul.
Right. Quirin with 6 points. He has 2 points in each quarter. That was his first free throw attempt of the night. 6-foot junior, second free throw is good. 57-43, Vikes by 14, 3:32 to play in quarter number 4. Quern heads to the bench, replaced by Barkus. Brown with 2 threes in this quarter, Anderson with 3 threes, giving Fort Scott a little bit of hope. Marbury with it. They'll have to go very quickly on the offensive end the rest of the way. Chipman gets around Barkus, floater in the paint, won't go down, and
Offensive
wow,
rebound.
nice offensive rebound by Chipman, fighting hard, and then a foul by Sawyer. That will be his 3rd personal, only the team's 2nd. Quickly off the bench is Quern. He had a very short break, and he will replace Largent. So still a 14-point lead for the Vikes. 3:11 to go in our game. Vikes looking for win number 3, looking to go 1-0 in the SEK. Brown for 3, no good. Oh, ball tipped around, and an offensive rebound by the Tigers. They haven't had very many of those tonight. Anderson cut off to Chipman, but guarded by Barkus very tightly. And a foul on Barkus. His 3rd. And his 3rd and the team's 3rd. 2:54 to go in our game. Parsons leading at 57-43. Fort Scott will inbound from the baseline, get it into Brown, tipped away, and a steal. And then Chipman gets it right back. He tries the 3-pointer. Not even close. And rebounded by the Vikes. Sawyer into the front court. He wants to take it all the way, and he missed the layup. The Vikes probably should have pulled that one back and ran some clock. Brown for 3 at the other end, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Quern gets it, and he's fouled. He'll go back to the line to shoot 2. You know, at this point, Tony, you have to start playing situational basketball. You have the game basically locked up as long as you play smart.
Yep.
You know, just run some clock, make Fort Scott play chase, and take care of business at the foul line. And the Vikings will be a perfect 3-0 here at Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium in December. And we'll try to go get a victory on the road Friday night against their big rival, the Labette County Grizzlies. Largent replaces Keel, who's kind of limping a little bit. Quern's free throw off the back iron, no good. We'll have one more. Larson checks into the Fort Scott lineup, replacing Marbury. Again, your score, 57-43, Vikes on top, 2:29 to go in our ball game. Quern's 2nd free throw is good. Gives him 8 points on the night. Here comes Chipman with it. Nice drive to the basket. That was too easy. Just went coast to coast. He now has 15. And do we have a timeout called before the Vikes got the ball thrown in? I believe so. 58-45. It's a 13-point lead for the Vikes. 2:18 to go in our ball game. We will step away for a 30-second break. You're listening to Viking Basketball on B93.
At Labette Center, we have worked hard to make it easier than ever to start on your journey to wellness. The center provides a full range of mental health and substance use services to individuals of all ages. With expanded services and same-day access, you can begin your journey when you are ready. Visit our website at lcmhs.com to find out more about our services and begin your journey to wellness today. Labette Center for Mental Health. Help for today. Hope for tomorrow.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
19-0 run there.
Yeah.
This game could be completely different.
Yeah, that definitely changed the whole outlook of this game. Full court press. Vikes are going to have to, boy, Fort Scott might have bailed Vikings out. They were going to have trouble getting that across in 10 seconds.
Yep.
But they keep putting Quern at the line. He's 2 out of 4. He has 8 points on the night, 58-45. Fort Scott definitely looking to extend this game as they continue to foul. Quirin's free throw is good. Chipman checking into the Fort Scott lineup, replacing Marbury. Quirin with 2 dribbles, puts it up, and he got them both that time. 15-point lead for the Vikes. Chipman into the front court. Nice crossover. Then he has his pocket pick by Connor Barkas, probably the best on-ball defender the Vikes have. Vikes beat some pressure. Largent goes up, blocked. Barkas gets it back, can't score, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Connor Barkas will be looking for his first point of the night. 5'9" senior. Puts it up and rolls off, no good. He'll have one more. 1:57 to go in our game. Vikes leading at 60-45. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. They want to go very quickly here. Chipman, floater in the paint, goes down. He's had a good second half. Leading Fort Scott now with 17, back to a 13-point lead, but the Vikings totally burned the press, and an easy layup at the other end by Connor Largent. He now has 6 points. 15-point lead for the Vikes, minute 34 to go. Brown got fouled, I thought.
A late whistle, but I think it's the right call.
I think they got Sawyer with his 4th. Sure enough. And is also the team's 4th, so Fort Scott will take it out underneath their own basket as Nate Cunningham checks into the lineup. Again, it's a 15-point lead for the Vikes with a minute 32 to go in our ball game. Looks like the Vikes are going to move to 3-2 on the year and 1-0 in the SEK. Brown has it in the corner, takes a guarded 3, and he is good again. We have a timeout on the floor called by Fort Scott. 62-50, 12-point lead for the Vikes with a minute 27 to go. And Tony, has just been three-point shooting that has kept it somewhat interesting here in the fourth quarter. 6 3-pointers have gone down for the Tigers. 3 for Brown and 3 for Anderson. So they have scored 24 points in this quarter after scoring 26 through the first 3 quarters. But the Vikings still with a 12-point lead. But, you know, if they keep knocking down some threes, they're going to keep fouling.
Yeah.
And they're just going to keep extending this game and making the Vikings win it at the free throw line.
Yep, they are doing exactly what I thought they would try to do. And I mean, lucky for us, we keep making some baskets.
Right.
So still able to keep that double-digit lead. As long as we keep that double-digit lead under a minute, it shouldn't be a problem.
Full court press, which has not given the Vikings minute problems at all. Sawyer with it. They don't want to foul him. He's into the front court. He got fouled. They didn't call it, but he finds Johnson underneath. He scores and he's fouled. Demias Johnson with 13 points. Give the assist to Dante Sawyer.
Sawyer was trying to get fouled.
Yes, he was.
He did everything he could to get fouled, and it didn't happen.
Anderson picks up his 3rd. Johnson 1 out of 3 from the line tonight. Joe Keel, who was limping when he came off the court. Good to see him back out on the floor now. He will replace Jason Shaw. 64-50 is your score. Vikes on top. Minute 17 to go in our ball game.
They may be throwing in the towel, Scott. They
just
brought in 3 freshmen.
I think that layup and foul by Demias Johnson may have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but the free throw is no good. Here come the Tigers, down by 14, minute 10 to go in our game. Armstrong. Some new players on the floor for the Tigers. Nice reverse layup, missed though, and rebounded out by Demias Johnson. Vikes get it ahead to Largent. Back out to Johnson. Yep, Fort Scott has finally thrown in the towel here with about 45 seconds to go. Sawyer acted like he was going to take about a 40-footer. Now he dribbles into the paint, and good look to Johnson, and he's fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 more. Nice two-man game there between Sawyer and Demias. 38 seconds to go, 64-50. The Vikes are going to get the win.
Going to empty the bench.
Yep, going to empty the bench here. Houck, Andrew Houck will check in.
Sebastian Huntley, Elijah Huntley.
I have to get out my... Demias free throw off the back iron, no good. Score remains 64-50 in favor of the Vikings. Pretty much reserve players on the floor now for both teams, although there's a 15-footer from the free throw line off the glass, no good, and I can't believe we have an official timeout. Morton out on the floor for the Vikes along with Clark. Or rather Pleasant. Houck has it out top. Pleasant has it with just 10 seconds to go. Vikes just running out the clock. Morton with it. And he gets fouled again. I can't believe he's saying the official is telling the Fort Scott player not to foul. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but he hats off to the official. He really didn't want to have to blow the whistle with 2 seconds left in this game, but final buzzer sounds, and the Vikings with an impressive win over the Fort Scott Tigers. They win it by a final of 64-50. We will take a 2-minute break and be right back with the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. You're listening to Viking basketball on B93. play. 31 points tonight for 5'10 senior Dante Sawyer, accounting for nearly half of the Vikings' 64 points. Just an incredible night for the 5'10 senior. But, Tony, really the biggest story was when the Vikings switched to that zone early in the second quarter. Went on that 19-0 blitz to end the half, and that was the ball game.
Yeah, it was impressive to see the hustle and just, I mean, we talked about it, hustle, grit. You know, the boys are it's awesome to see. I mean, you got Dante Sawyer, you know, that can splash it from the outside. You got Demias that can bang it down low. I mean, they've got the pieces to play with. I feel like they can play with anybody in the SEK.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see what Independence brings to the table. Wichita Collegiate really took it to the Vikes with their full court press, led by 40, 61-21. That's when I couldn't stomach anymore.
Yeah.
We didn't do that broadcast, but that's when I shut off the radio and quit listening at that point. But Independence only lost, I think, by it was either 2 points or 4 points.
I think it was 76-74.
And,
I think it was a 2-point game.
So they obviously have some skill. But yeah, I agree with you. I think if the Vikings play like they did tonight, if they play like they did against Mulvane,
we can hang with anybody.
Yeah, I think so. And we've talked about the rebounding a lot. They just know how to rebound, which the biggest key of all, box out. It's such a simple thing, but so many guys just don't do it. We're going to be joined now by Viking head coach Anthony Houck, and I know he's very pleased. Coach, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay, congratulations. Getting the win over Fort Scott. You're now 1-0 in the SEK. And, Coach, let's talk defense and rebounding. How's that, Coach?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk defense and rebounding. You switched from man-to-man to a zone pretty early in the second quarter, and your team finished the half on a 19-0 run. Talk about your team's hustle, and why was that zone so effective?
Yeah, I mean, that was we've been working on that. We probably, we went to that. Well, I guess you guys weren't there, but our last game at Circle, we went to that little half-court trap back into a zone, and we felt like we liked it there. We should have went to it sooner against Circle, so hey, coaches did a great job. They said, hey, we got to go zone. The coaches staff, I got a good one, got a good staff, and they said, hey, let's go to our zone. I said, let's do it. So, and then the kids just executed that, so just very proud of them. And they rebounded really well. And, I mean, let's be honest, Fort Scott didn't hit any shots either. But boy, that changed in the second half. But.
They drained 6 threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So that kept it somewhat interesting.
Yeah, it did.
And then, of course, on the offensive side of the ball, your 5'10 senior Dante Sawyer did what he is capable of doing on any given night. 31 points, nearly half the team's output. What do you say about his effort tonight?
Yeah, we've told him, hey, you got to be more aggressive. I mean, we obviously feel like with Demias, we got a mismatch in a lot of different games, and we've said we wanted to play inside out, but we don't want to ignore what we got outside either. And having that big man, along with Largent's playing well in there too, having that size in the middle, opens up the outside a little more, and they executed some things. Dante did a great job of setting some screens and then popping to get open. So he did a good job of getting himself in a position to score and just knock some shots down. And then the free throw line's where he's money at too.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it was a good night, and Tony and I were kind of chuckling at the start of the game. Their shortest starter was 6 foot. Your tallest starter was 6'1".
Yeah.
And yet I just watched these beautiful seal-offs over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And boxing out seems like such a simple fundamental thing, but so many guys don't do it for some reason. But man, every guy on your team knows how to rebound.
Yeah, unofficially, I have us out rebounding them.
Yeah.
And we've out-rebounded everybody at home.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've had a bigger
Can we
guy.
just play them all at home, Tony?
Yeah. Our offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds have been spectacular at home.
I love the way our kids crashing, and like you said, not afraid to box out,
Right.
you know, you know, I feel like the one place we got to get better is we got to, you know, give them credit. They knocked down some shots,
Yeah.
but we got to be willing to, or we got to be, you know, we got to be in a position to put our foot on their throats and make those free throws at the end,
Right.
and just seal the deal with that. So we'll get there. We'll keep working, and we know we got a big time game on Friday.
Yeah,
so.
that was the nice transition to my last question. Is what do you think now that big rivalry matchup with the Grizzlies, and kind of, I guess you had a true road game against Towanda Circle and collegiate, but this is obviously the first road game in league play, and also the last game before Christmas break. So I know you guys desperately want that 2-game winning streak and to be 2-0 in league play after Friday night. What do you think about the Grizzlies this year?
Well, you know, they play hard. I mean, they play with a lot of passion, and you know, you know, rival game. It's going to be loud. It's going to be packed. It's going to be, you know, last game before Christmas break.
Yeah.
So every ounce of emotion will be flowing in that gym Friday night. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be two teams playing hard, going at it.
Yeah.
You know, two teams that are sick of 2-hour bus rides to Circle are going to be glad to be playing here in the county of Labette, regardless of which place we're at. So we'll go down there and have some fun.
Well, I know you guys got the first basket of the second half, so it was actually a 21-0 run you put on Fort Scott.
Yeah.
Let's duplicate that
let's
Friday
do that.
night against the Grizzlies and get another win. Coach,
do it.
congratulations.
Right.
That was a great win.
Thank you.
And that'll wrap it up for our Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. Again, the Vikings win
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Vikes win it. Vikes win it 64 to 50 over Fort Scott. Again, it was a rough night for the Lady Vikes as they fell to the Lady Tigers. But again, that'll wrap it up for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. For Tony Fuentes and Karen Hardesty back in the KL.